Japanese have a word, yugen, Y-U-G-E-N, which has no English equivalent whatsoever. Yugen.
Awesome to have you guys, whether you're calling in directly here on Zoom, Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube, any of the different platforms that we're streaming on. I want to welcome you in. Super excited. We just, it's literally 5 in the morning. We haven't gone to bed. Just working on some awesome stuff here at Divinfi, and we're just excited. There's a whole new wave of leaders that are coming in, different industries, but they see what we're creating here, and it's exciting, you know, because it's really never been done. A lot of the times it's either one-sided or just not even real. A lot of times people are just focused on the money, which is important, of course. But here at Divinfi, we really want to help people have freedom in every single sense of the word. So we put a system that we, the leaders of the new world, wanted ourselves. And so oh, wow, my audio was off the whole time. That is interesting. That is interesting. Okay, so let me. Wow, okay. I don't know if you guys caught any of that. I'm not sure. Actually, I couldn't even tell. But we're excited. You know, we've been working on some cool stuff, and if you did or you didn't hear me, you know, we've put something together that's never been done before. A lot of the times people focus on only the currency side of things, the money side of things, and they forget that that's not the only thing that matters. And so we put them both together, the consciousness and the currency side of things. And so we, as the leaders of the new world, we really believe that, and not even believe, we know that this is something that's going to change things for the better for the entirety of the planet. And so I want to welcome you guys to the biggest launch in history. If you're streaming here on Zoom, if you're on Facebook or LinkedIn or YouTube or any of the other platforms, I want to welcome you to the biggest launch in history. And so I'm going to share some information with you. My name is Sam Hidja, and you know, I've been an entrepreneur for the last 12 years, and I've been in many different industries, including the car exporting business. That's where I started my entrepreneurship journey. I did e-commerce, I did network marketing, I did direct sales and affiliate marketing, I did coaching, I did trading, and I did rental arbitrage. I still do rental arbitrage. And all of these things were great. They helped me earn millions of dollars. But what it did not give me was the overall freedom that I was looking for. And if you're just joining the call, welcome. So our vision here is to create an ecosystem that brings freedom to all 8 billion people here on Earth. And so that's financial, time, location, and most importantly, the emotional freedom to really help sustain that, and to feel and to know that you're deserving of it all, and not just deserving, but you know that you are worth itself. So I'm going to get into the consciousness side of things. Some of you on this call have probably experienced this, so you know exactly what I'm talking about. Before I met this guy, Don Smith, I had been traveling for over, I'd say about 7 months. I was traveling all over Southeast Asia, barely worked. I had the time, location, financial freedom part of things, but I did not have the emotional freedom. I actually had a lot of anxiety, depression, panic attacks, and even suicidal thoughts to the point where I wanted to end it all. And anyone that knew me back then, they would just think that that was crazy. And I, like me and Jamie were talking about this, like I had pretty good life and I still felt trapped, and I felt like I didn't have a choice. And so doing Don's program completely shifted things for me. All the anxiety, panic attacks, depression, suicidal thoughts, all the addictions, whether it's the weed addiction, which I smoked every day for 12 years, sex addiction, the money addiction, the travel addiction, the people pleasing, the validation, completely gone within 2 hours of doing Don's program. Don has worked with the elite of the elite for the last 44 years. He's worked with billionaires. He's worked with, for example, the ex-US Vice President, Mr. Al Gore. He's worked with Pat Riley, the head coach of the Miami Heat. These were his kind of clients. And so some of these guys actually paid him $1 million to work with him, including this one gentleman. He was, his name was Tim. And so he's a multi-billionaire. He had similar story to me where he had anxiety and depression, and he was not able to fly in his private jet. And he had 5 addictions. He was addicted to food. He was addicted to drugs and alcohol, and food, drugs, alcohol, sex, and gambling. And so he does this session with Don, and within 2 hours, all of that's completely gone. So he's a really good example of someone that had literally had all the money and time in the world, and that wasn't enough for him. He still did not have the emotional freedom. And so we have Mr. Don Smith doing the transformation side and having and helping people create really whatever it is that they would like to create by stepping into their infinite self. And so I'm going to talk to you about the consciousness side of things in our ecosystem. And so there's this consciousness chart. It was created by Dr. David Robert Hawkins, and he has a book called Power versus Force, which I actually read many years ago, and maybe you've read it too. But what he states is that all of our emotions, they are on a scale of consciousness. It goes from 0 to 1,000. At the very bottom of the scale is shame, which is at a 20. Fear is at 100. Courage is 200. And at the very top is where enlightenment sits, which is a 700 to 1,000. And so, for reference, a guy named Hitler was at 50. And all of the great teachers, Jesus, Muhammad, Buddha, Zoroaster, all of them were at the scale of 1,000. And what they were preaching was that our natural state is enlightenment. That is what your and I's natural state, that's what it naturally is. But what happens is there's a moment in time before the age of 7, anywhere from 0, meaning in the womb, to 7 years of age, your subconscious mind is wide open, and an energetic anchor is created. So imagine you're at the very bottom of the ocean and you have an anchor connected to it. And you're trying to swim up to the surface of the ocean. You get 30% up and it drags you back down. 30% up and drags you back down. So what Don does is he helps you remove the energetic anchor holding you from your natural state. And so for me, I was really, I'd say about 125, maybe 200, maybe 200. 125 most days. And so I was able to get to the very first moment, get rid of it, and float to the top. Very, very simple. It's one of those processes that cannot be explained. I mean, I've done thousands and thousands of, I've read thousands of books, audiobooks, seminars and workshops and leadership workshops, energy work, plant medicine, all of these different things, spent hundreds of thousands of dollars. And when I still showed up to Dawn, like I still had all of my BS patterns, all of the bullshit, all of the toxic patterns. And so really one instant. I mean, the process is 2 hours, but in one instant, I was able to get to the root cause, get rid of it, and get back to my natural state. So this is the consciousness side of things, and it's important because it allows you to step into your ultimate self, your infinite self. Because we're going to show you a way to earn infinite income, but if you keep playing small, you're going to figure out ways to self-sabotage yourself. So Don has his Tuesdays classes for new clients, and Thursdays are for existing clients. So if you've already done it, you get to do it again. And I would just continue to take advantage of it, right? This guy is, you know, he's only working with us. He used to have people pay him $1 million, so you might as well take advantage of this and make sure that you're continuously keeping yourself in proximity, right? Proximity is power. So when you join Divinfi, you're joining a community that's here to help you step into that infinite self of who you truly are. Right now, the currency side is really interesting because we are all designed and programmed to, we think, right? We were programmed to think that we need to go to school, get a good job, and that way you can get a good salary, work at this job 40 years, and then, you know, you finally retire and all this whole programming. But, you know, money isn't really even real. They're printing it on a screen nowadays. And so if they're printing on a screen, really all it takes is a little bit of imagination and ingenuity. And thanks to Mr. Jamie and his like really trying to figure out how to have AI work for us and create income really out of thin air, we have a product that I believe is going to revolutionize the world when it comes to the currency side of things. And people are already using AI nowadays, right? You use ChatGPT. I mean, so many businesses are using ChatGPT to automate their tasks. And a lot of people are using AI in Tesla. You know, they trust it so much, the AI in Tesla, that they're able to take their hands off the wheel and let their car drive them to and from work. So the question is like, why don't we trust AI to help us grow our bank account, to drive our bank account up? So that's exactly what Apollo is. It's an AI with real life machine learning. So it gets better over time, right? It just gets better and smarter over time. And so it's been doing 20 to 50% returns. That's a range that we've seen it do over the last couple of years. Okay, and so it could do less than 20, it could do more than 50, but that's just kind of what we've seen. The average has been about 28%. Okay, so it just APIs as a simple connection into your crypto wallet. Nobody has access to your funds. You have complete access from day one. You can withdraw it at any time. Nobody can withdraw it. They're just able to see the account, they're seeing the funds, and they're able to trade the funds, but they cannot withdraw. So it's super secure. You don't need to send it to anyone. And yeah, you just watch your account grow. And so in the last 3 weeks, it's done 51%. And the deal that we've done with the developer is a 50-50 split. The minimum investment on Apollo is $1,000. It used to be 100,000, but for our community only, we got it down to $1,000 minimum. And so you just split the profits. So let's say you do $1,000 minimum deposit to start off with. You see you do 20% growth, 10% will go to you, 10% will go to the developer. So in layman's terms, that's $200 profit. You keep 100, the developer keeps 100. Simple. Let's say it does 50%, you keep 250, you're responsible for sending the 250 to the developer sometime between the 20th and the 25th of every single month. Super simple, okay? Well, that's the currency side of things as far as the products go. So I'm going to talk about the power of compounding and how this can actually get pretty crazy, because it's what I suggest everyone do is, instead of putting your money in your savings account, you use Apollo as your quote unquote savings account, because instead of taking the 1% that they're giving you every single year, right? Because if you put your money in a savings account in the US, it's about 1% per year. In other countries, they might give you a little bit more. But you know, it's pretty crazy now, because hyperinflation is the thing. You know, they've printed trillions and trillions of dollars since COVID, and trillions more, I'm sure, coming. So hyperinflation is really lowering the purchasing power of our currency, whether it's Canadian dollars, whether it's US dollars, whether it's Filipino peso or the euro. Your money is becoming worth less month to month to month. So let's take the US dollar, for example, because every currency is pegged to that one. And so it is actually losing about 1% every single month. So after a year, it's losing 12% in purchasing power. And I'm sure no matter where you are in the world, if you go to the grocery store, you notice that, oh, like things are getting more expensive. Well, it's not that things are getting more expensive, it's that the dollar and the peso and the euro is just not worth as much. So, you know, instead of having your money in a savings account, what I suggest is having you put it into Apollo or some kind of vehicle that's at the minimum earning you 1% a month. And I'm talking about 10% a month, okay, or more. So let me show you the power of compounding. It's really cool. So, okay, so I'm assuming you guys can see this. Just give me a thumbs up or something if you can see my screen. Can you guys see my screen? Okay, awesome. Awesome. Thank you, Angel. Okay, so let's say you started with $1,000 in Apollo. That's the minimum. And you know, I said the range is about 20 to 50% per month. Let's just say it did 20. So after the split, let's say it's 10%. Okay, so 10% compounded every month for 5 years. Let me show you something cool. So at $1,000, this is the minimum, right? If you want to put more, obviously these numbers are going to be higher. So at $1,000 compounded at 10% per month, you would double your account in 8 months. Okay. And after 5 years, you would have $304,481.64. So this is the power of compounding, and Albert Einstein said it so beautifully. He says, compound interest is the eighth wonder of the world. He who understands it earns it, and he who doesn't pays it. So what I suggest is utilize Apollo as your savings account and actually earn income rather than lose income, because that's literally what's happening whenever you have your money in a savings account nowadays. So let's talk about being an entrepreneur and an investor. There's 4 ways you can earn income that was discussed in this book, Cash Flow Quadrant by Robert Kiyosaki. So he said there's an employee, which is trading your time for money. You work 8 hours, you get paid for 8 hours. Let's say you work at a smoothie shop, you work 8 hours, you're getting paid for 8 hours. Let's say you were like, hey, you know what, this might be a great idea. I'll open up a smoothie shop, which I don't suggest, but let's say that's what you want to do. You go from being an employee to self-employed. So now you don't have a job, you own a job, right? You're the lifeblood of the business. Even if you have employees, you can't just go take 5 months off and expect your business to be okay. You need to be there. Okay, now The third way to earn income is becoming a big business owner. So you could think of this as a franchisee, right? Like McDonald's, they have a system. That's why a 16-year-old can literally run a McDonald's, because they have a system. So it saves you some time, energy, and money. That's an acronym for system. But it takes like what, $1.2 million to franchise McDonald's, right? So it's not really the most cost effective, nor is it doing any good for the world, right? So let's take another example, Elon Musk. Let's say he has 10,000 employees. His employees are working 8 hours a day. You multiply 8 hours times 10,000. They're working in his system, so he's leveraging 80,000 man hours per day. So the question is how can you either one, create a system which costs money to get going? You need to, for example, like the McDonald's, put $1.2 million just as a franchise cost. Now you got to also all the overhead, the employees, and all that. Or two, become a part of a system, which we've done. We've created a system for you that you can plug into, and you can earn and also leverage off of other people's time and efforts. And we'll talk about that here in just a moment. And the last quadrant is the investor quadrant. This is also using leverage, but instead of leveraging other people's time and efforts, you're leveraging your money to make you more money. Okay, so there's two types of people. There's a 95% which get paid off of active income, and then there's the 5% which get paid off of passive income. Okay, very cool. If you want to use number one, Don's process and the AI called Apollo, you get both of these products whenever you get the Freedom Pack. We call it the Freedom Pack because you get the financial freedom, the time freedom, the location freedom, and you also get the emotional freedom. And you get all of that for $149 one time, and then you're paying $99 a month to use that moving forward. But let's say you're like, I don't want to pay, I don't like having residual bills, right? And we'll talk about how you can create residual income. You could refer three people. So let's say your mom, your brother, your sister. Now your membership, your $99 is waived. You get a free membership. Okay, pretty cool. So let's talk about the partnership program. Here at Divinfi, we believe in rewarding you for sharing the good word. Instead of paying millions and millions of dollars on advertising and commercials and billboards, what we do is we pay people like you and I a percentage, and a large percentage, close to 80% of all the revenue, to share it with the world. Okay, so you can earn infinite income. It goes from $100 a month all the way up to $4 million a month, which is pretty crazy. Next, we pay you a residual income. So you can do the work one time and get paid for it over and over and over again, if not forever. So in the traditional world, if you wanted to create residual income, one way would be to leverage 250,000 in US dollars, not pesos, 250,000 US dollars to create $500 in residual income. If you were to, for example, buy a house, right? You get a house, and then your mortgage $1,500. Your renter, right, is paying you $2,000. You're making $500 every month. But that does not, you still are required to change and fix the roof. You're required to fix the toilet if someone breaks in, right? You're responsible for all of those things. But here, you don't have any of those responsibilities. So we'll talk about that here in just a moment. There is also no qualifications or experiences needed. So you could have went to Yale, or you could have gone to jail, right? And I went to jail. I wasn't the best student, right? I was either sleeping or talking in class. They said I had ADHD, And now I heard this the other day, and I keep saying it because they say that ADHD just stands for dude has dreams. And I did. I was either daydreaming in class, or I was or I was actually sleeping and dreaming. So I was dreaming. I was dreaming of having a life bigger than just working for someone and clocking in and clocking out. I wanted to have freedom, and we so happen to have a freedom ecosystem. So it does not matter what has happened in the past. If you failed, if you didn't do the best, or maybe you did great, right? This is an even playing field for everyone to come in and create something absolutely amazing for themselves and for their families. So the last thing is that there are team building incentives. So you're in business for yourself, right? You have the same leverage as a big business owner because you're leveraging our systems, but you're not in business by yourself because you have a whole community that's here to support you. So we do these calls twice a day minimum. And so you can leverage us and use the system that we've already created for you. So let's get into the partner program. So there's a couple of qualifications. So there's a rank name, which would be like your corporate role, right? Like this is the level that you're at. There's a network size. If you ask any business owner, it doesn't matter in what industry, the whole goal is to create a network of clients, okay? Now there's the personal referrals. These are the people that you personally enroll, personally refer to the system. And then there's 3 ways you get paid. There's a weekly payout, which is paid out every Friday. There's a one-time rank bonus, which is a one-time bonus that gets paid out at the end of the month. And then there is the direct bonus, which is normally it's $50 per direct referral. But until the end of the month, we're doubling it up. Or not the end of the month. I'm not sure exactly how long it's going to be, but just until our new system is launched, we're going to double it up. So we're going to give you $100 per direct referral instead of 50. Okay, pretty awesome, pretty simple. So if you want to hit inviter, you need to invite 2 people total, or 2 people yourself. I'm sorry. Let's say it's your mom on your left team, your dad on your right team. You only have 2 teams. Okay. Now, let's say you invite your mom or your dad refers someone. Now you have 2 total on your left team, 1 on your right, or vice versa. It can be 2 on your right, 1 on your left, doesn't really matter. And now you're the rank of inviter. You're getting paid $25 a week, which is $100 a month. Plus you got the direct bonus, which is $100 per person that you directly referred. Okay, awesome. Connector 200, same thing. You only needed those 2 personally referred. Once you help them and you're duplicating your efforts and showing them what you did, now they do what you did. Now you have 4 total on your left, 4 total on your right. You're getting paid $50 a week, which is $200 a month. And then you're getting a one-time bonus of $200 one time. Okay, awesome. Now, same thing, 2 personally referred, 1 on your left, 1 on your right. And you're just duplicating what you did. You're teaching them what you did. They teach the same thing to their people. Once you have 10 on your left, 10 on your right, you only brought 2, you're getting paid $125 a week, which is $500 a month, and then you're getting a one-time bonus of $500 one time. And I shouted him out earlier, but I just want to give another shout out to Tui. He's our first connector 500 out of Australia, and he did exactly this. He brought in his 2, and then he helped every single person on his team get 2. Right, and now he has people on his team that are getting ready to hit connector 200 and connector 500. He's on his way to connector 900, and he's literally been just plugging into the system and doing the exact same thing. Now, I want to shout out another person that's really been showing up as well, and that's Chris. And he's been doing the same thing. He's been helping his people rank up, and he's actually not far away from connector 500. So we'll see you there soon, bro. And it's awesome because this right here is $500 a month in residual income, right? And in the traditional model, you would have to leverage 250,000 just to earn this kind of income. So that this is the power of the network marketing world, and this amazing system that we put together. And so, you know, and if you didn't have money put into Apollo, now you do. Just hit connector 500, $500 from the monthly, $500 from the rank bonus. You got $1,000. Now you're earning a residual income from the comp plan, and you're earning passive income from Apollo. So now you're literally getting paid off of being a big business owner and then also at the same time an investor. So we have a plan, right? And then you're also enjoying it all because you have the consciousness to tie it all together. It's awesome. So connector 900, same thing. You still only needed those two. And then you're duplicating yourself over and over and over and over. Once you have 20 on your left, 20 on your right, you're getting paid $225 a week, which is $900 a month. And then you get a one-time bonus of $900. Okay, awesome. Not too much to explain. You can see the progression. The one thing that changes here at Connector 1500 is that instead of only having one on your left that you personally brought in and one on your right, now you have to bring in two. Okay, so two on your left, two on your right. So let's say it's your mom, your dad, your brother, your sister. Okay, very simple. You're gonna want to share this with everyone, especially after you know, just when you get excited about something, you're gonna want to share with other people. It's just how it is, right? Like Jamie went to go watch Bad Boys 4, right? It's just a movie. He comes and he's super excited. He's like, dude, it was so awesome. I'm in bed later that day, and I'm like, dude, you know what? I should probably go watch it. It's not even like, and you should hear whenever he sees Apollo doing, you know, like 51% in 3 weeks, right? It's not very hard to get excited about something like that, or whenever you experience something so life-changing like Dawn's process. It's just second nature. You're gonna want to share with people. So that's all it really is. And plugging them into the system, making sure that they're doing Dawn's process, they're getting onboarded to Apollo. That's all you got to do, and then it will just duplicate. So once you get 40 on your left, 40 on your right, you are now earning $375 a week. Excuse me, and then you're getting paid $1,500 a month, and then you get a one-time bonus of $1,500. The only difference is that you have to hold this rank for 2 months to get the rank bonus, which shouldn't be too difficult, right? The whole goal is to continue to expand. You'll probably be at network at 3K at this point, so on and so forth. Okay, so you can see the numbers. You're getting paid 3K a month, 5K a month, and then it continues to grow and grow and grow. And so you can go part-time in this gig, you can go full-time, you can go big time. It really is up to you. And so, you know, part-time could be $500 a month, full-time could be $9,000 a month, and big time could be $100,000 a month or past that, right? So it's really up to you. It just depends on where you want to be. It'll probably keep growing even if you stop. And that's, I mean, because you're so early, if you're watching this right now. And so the fourth way you get paid is a little bonus that we added in recently. We hired some OG MLM consultants. These guys have like a combined total of 50 years. And so we added in a global pool bonus. And so when you get to the rank of speaker 25K, what's going to happen is you're going to get something called the global pool bonus. So you get one. So what happens is we take 1% of all the global sales. Let's say it's $1 million at 1%. It goes into a pool, and then it gets split amongst all of the shares that we have at the time. So let's say there's 10 shares, and you have one out of the 10 shares. That would equal $100,000 that you're getting paid extra on top of the 25,000 you're earning every month. Okay, very simple. And then there's a second time you get another share. It's at master 750K. So at master 750K, you get 2 shares. Okay, so if there's $1 million, there's 10 shares. You get 2 shares out of 10. You're getting an extra 200,000 on top of the 750,000 that you're already earning every single month. Very cool, very easy to understand. We only have 4 ways we're getting paid. We wanted to just make it very simple to explain for the duplication purposes. If there's any questions, I'll open it up here in just a moment. But the last 2 ranks, you're earning 2 million a month, 4 million a month, and all of these ranks you actually get a one-time rank bonus. So as you can see, after you get to enlightened, the one difference is this $1 million rank bonus. It gets split up into 6 months, so it's like a little bit under, I'm not that good at math, but a little under 200,000 a month. And you know, same thing for the 2 million and the 4 million. So pretty cool. So you guys, if you're watching this right now, you are in a pre-launch. This right here is for the trailblazers, the people that have a depth of vision. And I remember hearing this story from one of my mentors. He was sitting at a bar, he was talking to this guy, and the guy said, you know, if I took you to a forest and I said, look at the forest, what would you say you see? He said, oh, I see some trees. He says, well, he said, what I see is a forest. And then the mentor was like, okay, I get what he's saying. He says, well, I see a place, food for all the animals and shelter for all the animals. So whenever you take a step back, you can have a deeper vision of what is possible. Like, sure, this is an amazing opportunity for you and your family, but what we see is truly helping the entirety of the world, having to help them have freedom, right? We don't know how it's going to get there, but we just know that it will, right? With both the consciousness and the currency side. So you watching this, you have a chance to be a part of history. And so you really are at the right place at the right time with the right people. And so even we don't really consider this a business, we consider this ecosystem, but let's just call it a business for this right here. You know, in business, it's all about timing, right? Imagine if you were part of Apple, right? You invested $1,000 or $10,000 in Apple stock before it became tech giant that it is today, right? It's worth over $3 trillion in today's market. It's the #1 company in the world. I believe that their valuation is bigger than many countries, right? So imagine you being a part of that and seeing the vision from then, you'd be a multi-millionaire. So if you're watching this, you have that same level of, and I'd say even what we have here is going to impact people at a much deeper level than an Apple, but you have the opportunity to be a part of something that's going to be absolutely astronomical. So don't miss out. Okay, so it really is more than just a financial system. It's a movement towards both financial freedom and personal empowerment. So if you are watching this and you're ready to get started, get back to the person that invited you and ask them for their unique link. That way they get credit for inviting you to the system. And yeah, just join us today. We'd love to have you if you are in alignment with what we're creating. And I'm gonna announce a couple of promotions. I talked about the double up promotion. Now I'm gonna talk about what we're giving away some free exciting prizes. The way that you qualify is if you bring 10 people directly into the system under your link, you get a brand new GoPro. If you directly bring 20, you get a brand new iPhone. And if you bring 30 directly, you get a brand new MacBook. And so that's the this is the second promotion. And this is actually going to run until August the 18th because we were delayed a little bit. So August the 18th is the last day you can qualify for these prizes. And as far as the last promotion, we're flying. Oh, and let me just mention one more thing. So it doesn't matter whether for this promotion or this promotion, even if there's 1,000 people that qualify, we're giving or however many that qualify to Dubai. And so if you hit connector 1,500, you get a 3-day, 2-night stay at the hotel of where we're gonna have the event. That's where we decided it was gonna be in Miami, but we were like, man. Okay, I'm back. So, and then if you hit connector 3,000, we're gonna pay for your flight, we're gonna pay for your hotel, and then you're gonna get VIP access to the event. So, would love to. Okay. So basically, if you hit connector 1,500, we're gonna pay for your hotel, and if you hit connector 3,000, we're gonna pay for your flight, your hotel, and VIP access. Okay, very simple. So some of you are already more than halfway there. Shouldn't be too difficult. And regardless, if you hit the ranks and you qualify, I highly suggest you come here because number one, Dubai is awesome. Number two, which is even more important, is events are where things completely change. Right? You're able to see the vision, you're able to be a part of the energy. And I mean, who can say that they were at the very first Divinfi event, right? There's only gonna be a select group of people that are gonna be there, right? So you get to say that. So is VIP business class seats. We'll figure out. We'll figure out. We haven't talked that far ahead. We know that we're gonna fly you guys out. I know you're used to business class, Janet. I mean, you flying in Emirates is definitely super nice. Yeah, that's a very long flight from Canada. That is true. We'll figure that out, and we'll see how we can make that happen. Maybe we'll do that for the 3,000s or something. We'll see. Okay, well, yeah, if you want to stay connected, if you're not already connected, scan the QR code. We have all of our social medias there for all the people, especially on the different social media platforms. Definitely make sure to stay connected. We're gonna update them. We got a cool new podcast that we drop like once a week. And I'll open up for any questions and answers. And that's true. Once you go business, you can't go back. That's a fact. Well, yo, I'll tell you something. I was going private in the US, and it's very hard to find private in this part of the world, or it's literally a freaking arm and a leg. So it's been rough having to go through fucking commercial flights. Yes, we're The goal is to get a PJ, and we're gonna call it Divinfi Airlines. Divine Fly Airlines coming soon. Yeah, awesome. Okay, well, if you guys have any questions, we can answer them. If not, we're gonna have another call at 7 p.m. Tui, I'll see you here in a couple of hours at 3 p.m. with your team. And then just so you guys know that if you want, if the times don't work out for you, yes, 7 p.m. 7 p.m. Dubai time. So I think that's not, what is it? 9 a.m. or
Yeah, it's in
10?
the morning. Never mind. It's
Yeah, I think that's 10 a.m. Oh wait, no, sorry. I think that's 8 a.m.
yeah, it's 8.
It's 8 a.m. Sorry. But yeah, like if you guys need help or want support into creating your own your own Zoom call for your people at a time that works better, let me know. I'm happy to help with that. I've been helping Tui. We did one yesterday. We're doing
Okay.
one today. So we can accommodate for sure.
Is there a number of people that you need in order to do the Zoom call?
I mean, I would say at least two.
Yeah, well, yeah, I would probably do. Okay.
And I know
Sounds
Chris has his team growing as well, so you guys can, and then Amy, you guys can all just invite one since y'all are all in the same area.
mhm.
And then Angel, you're more than welcome to also do that as well.
Sweet.
Let's do it. Get you guys ranked up so we can get you some business class.
Good thing I asked, gotta set the bar now.
Well, I mean, it'll be worth it. Yeah, we just wanted to make sure that you guys get here because it's gonna be wild. Yeah, some awesome stuff in the store.
But it's gonna be September, right? You don't change it to mid-October. Because did you say mid-October?
Mid-October. It's gonna be too hot in September anyway.
Oh, really? Because okay, but I have to be in Mexico for a work function. I'll give you the dates before or after that.
What is the work function in Mexico?
I haven't booked it yet, but it's around October 16, 17 to the 23rd. Um, yeah, whatever the day that I'll figure it out.
Okay.
I could just go for the day that I'm presenting and then fly out or something.
Okay. Sounds good. We'll figure it out. No biggie.
Sounds good.
All right, awesome guys. Well, I'm gonna hop off here because I literally still have not gotten to bed and I want to make sure I'm fresh for Tui's call. So we'll see you at 7 p.m. And if you need anything, just feel free to reach out. We're actually, oh, one last thing. We're actually gonna be, so we had a problem with the merchant. The merchant that we had before was not accepting certain cards. So we ended up getting a solution. It's like a global merchant. It's able to take all cards all over the world. So we're going to be integrating that right now. We have our developers starting to integrate it. It should take, let's say, a few hours to a day or so. So we'll be able to accept all different cards from everywhere in the world. So that'll be a solution. So we don't have that issue anymore. And then you could still sign up with crypto for sure. I know Chris has been doing that, and some of Tui's guys have been doing that too. So you can still sign people up, but as far as cards go, might need another 24 hours.
Okay. Sorry, one last quick question, because Chris mentioned that we don't have the decentralized bank card anymore.
No, we do not. That's a good question for everyone that hasn't heard why. We just had a couple of red flags with them. And it was just kind of one of those things, like they already have 150 grand that we paid them.
Yeah.
And we were like, should we move forward with them and risk, you know, all of you guys' money in that account? Because we were gonna pay you guys into that bank. But it was like, we don't want to risk that and put a bad name on Divinfi, so we'd rather just pay you directly to your own bank accounts. And we may, if we could find the right partner as far as a card, then we will. But right now, we're just paying everyone directly to the bank, so that's how it's gonna work for now.
Okay. Yeah, okay, no, that's good. Good to know. But that was a good selling point though, to be your own like bank and have your own card. Like that is a good option, but I'm glad you're not putting, people's money at risk. So
Yeah, and it was funny because like we were looking, Jamie and I, we were talking and we're like talking about the bank. He's like, oh, I don't know, I have a weird feeling about it. And then literally that same day, one of my buddies had a similar kind of bank he was working with. They ran off with $1.2 million of his, and then basically had similar red flags. So I was like, okay, well, this is obviously a sign from the universe not to move forward. So we're just like, all right, we're done with this.
Okay, that's good. Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. All right, guys, any more questions?
Nope.
Thank you, Sam, all the way from Queensland. We love you, bro. Thank you for your faithfulness. Absolutely love what you're doing. Jamie, Don, Will, I love what you guys are doing, supporting us, taking care of us, helping us, supporting us all the way down under. Down under is coming up.
Lag. Big lag. Love it, bro. Awesome. By the way, Jenna, I like your hair. You get it done?
No, probably the sun. I was out in the beach for like a couple hours.
Oh yeah.
It's just bright. It's from the sun. Thank you, though.
You're welcome. All right, guys. Well, you guys have a great rest of your day, afternoon, or evening, and we'll see you at 7 p.m. Infinite love, guys.
Peace out. Love you, bro.